appreciation
Oh, nice.
this weekend at the campus.
Call the meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell? Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next will be the moment of silence by our board president, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Jerry Denton.
As we begin this meeting, let us pause for a 60-second moment of silence to reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in other silent activity. Thank you.
Next will be our Pledge of Allegiance, led by fifth grade student from Aspen Creek, Lily Winter. She here?
Yeah, she is.
All right. Miss Lily, right here. You get to be on the microphone.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
Lily, how are you? We can barely see you. That's okay. Mr. Perry's going to ask you a bunch of questions, okay?
We need to get our
Lily, do you
steps
want to tell us what grade you're in and who your teacher is, and then what your favorite subject is in school?
I'm in 5th grade. My teacher's Miss Ferris, and my favorite subject's probably writing.
Awesome. Where are you going to middle school next year?
Oliver.
Oliver, you looking forward to that?
Hmm.
That's great. Can you introduce your parents that are here tonight or any family members?
It's my dad,
And what's his name?
John.
John. Well, we're proud of you, Lily, and we're glad you're here, and we hope you have a great rest of your school year, too. Thank you for coming tonight and doing that.
Lily, can we get a picture of you with
Yeah,
Mr.
yep.
Perry?
Love to.
Lily.
We'll go right over here in the middle.
Hey, Lily. Thank you.
Job well done.
Now, Lily, everyone that does the pledge has to stay the whole meeting.
She's out of here.
But for you, we'll make an exception. Have a good night. Next item on the agenda will be the approval of the board meeting minutes for September 12th. Any discussion?
I make a motion to approve. A second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Ms. Barber.
It's a great day to be a Tiger. Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, and board members. It is a great privilege tonight to be able to celebrate our National Merit semifinalists and our commended scholars. Those are items 5 and 6 on the agenda tonight. Before we get started, I just want to acknowledge that it's our families that really begin to value the education in the home. So if you are a family member of one of our National Merit semifinalists or commended scholar. Would you just kind of stand up, wave your hand at us so we can see you and celebrate you? I also want to acknowledge two outstanding educators in Broken Arrow High School, Miss Gina Giddens, who is behind me. She is our college and career counselor. She's new to Broken Arrow this year and has already just knocked it out of the park and has really supported our National Merit semifinalists, getting all of their paperwork in. It's quite an extensive application. And then I also want to celebrate Miss Jonelle Wilson. Would you stand up, Miss Jonelle Wilson? She's worked over the years with a lot of these students and really promoted academic achievement and getting them ready to take that PSAT that they took last year and then the SAT that they have to take again. So without further ado, and students, as I call your name, if you'll kind of come up here, and I know the board members will have several questions for you. So first, let's recognize our 4 National Merit semifinalists. Those are Sydney Bennett, Emily Fisher, Tanner Silver, and Jennifer Vo. These finalists are among approximately 16,000 students from across the nation who have qualified for this honor and are some of the highest scoring students in the state of Oklahoma. Come on up, National Merit semifinalists. Let's give it a
Ms. Barber, you mind having just each of them come up, say their name?
Absolutely.
And then we're going to grill them with a little
Okay,
question.
that sounds good. Just to shout out, Miss Emily Fisher is actually from Early College High School, couldn't join us this evening, but we celebrate her. The rest are from Broken Arrow High School. After that, we will call up our commended scholars.
Okay. My name is Sydney Bennett.
All right.
Hi.
Sydney, do you have any special guests this evening?
I have Tanya Silver with me. Yeah.
Can you tell us where you're thinking about going next year, what your plans are, and what you'd like to study?
I'm planning on going to OU. I want to study biochemistry. I'm also interested in biostatistics. I don't really know yet, but one of the two, I think.
What interests you about that?
I just really like science. I self-studied AP Chemistry last year, and I really, really enjoyed that class. And then I'm in AP Bio this year, and it's my favorite, so.
That's great. I can tell you I did not take AP Chemistry in high school.
It's really fun.
That's
Any
great.
extracurriculars that you do at school?
I'm not really in anything
No?
right now. I just focus on school.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Sydney, what's your most favorite? That's not a word. Don't get on to me for not talking properly. But what is it that you have liked the most about Broken Arrow Public Schools in the senior high school?
Oh, definitely my teachers, like 100%. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Got great teachers, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a lifer, BA lifer, or did you come here in like middle school, elementary school, or you've been here since kindergarten?
I've been in the district since kindergarten.
All
yeah.
right. So you're officially a lifer now.
I guess so. Yeah.
Lifer,
I've never
okay.
heard that term. But
I guess it's an old school term.
we carry it with pride.
Yeah.
okay, sounds good.
Sydney, we're really proud of you.
Thank you.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tanner Silver. Nice to
Awesome.
meet all of you.
Tanner, special guest?
Also, Tanya Silver, my mom.
There we go. Great.
Well, tell us a little bit about your plans.
It's just very similar. I want to go to OU as well, and I want to study something medical. I don't know what exactly yet, probably something in biochem, but I just know that I want to take the pre-med track to get on the road for med school, basically.
Good deal. Guess it's been a good question for both of you. When did you notice, like, you really had an aptitude for science and you felt like, I really do enjoy studying this?
Honestly, like sophomore year, really. I have Dr. Stovey, which I don't know if anyone in here knows him, but he really, like, whenever I had him first for pre-AP chemistry, he made me, like, love the subject, and I've had him every year since in high school, and he's just awesome. So.
Any subjects you struggle in? Or do you got them all mastered?
I struggle the most probably in English because it just takes me a little bit to learn all the different writing styles, but I do get it eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So what's the most important thing or favorite thing about Broken Arrow High School for you?
I really like the atmosphere, like the people here. I'm in Pride, and so it's like all of my friends I've met through band, and it seems like everything that I've seen from other bands around around the nation. It doesn't seem like we have the same thing that we have here, you know. And I don't know if that's a band thing or if it's a district thing, but I just really feel like in Broken Arrow it's special. Everyone likes each other, you know.
You've got St. Louis coming up this weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
Well, I would agree with you, Tanner. It's very special.
Yeah.
So, and thank you for being a part of that in the band. And good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Jenny Vo.
Hi.
Hello.
You want to tell us a little bit about your plans for next year and why you're interested in that area?
I really love biology, so that's what I plan on
Wow.
majoring in, but I'm not decided on a college yet.
Okay.
But one thing I'm really grateful for is the National Merit Program because it's opened up a lot of opportunities.
I bet. Are you open to going anywhere in the nation? Or are you wanting to stay around home?
I'd like to stay close to my family.
Yeah.
Speaking of family, who do you have as guest with you tonight?
I have my mom, Fung Nguyen, and my little sister, Jacqueline Vo.
All right.
Kind of the same question for you. When did you notice a spark about science or biology in school?
I think it started at a very early age. I have some family in Vietnam who's in the medical field, and that's
Okay.
always just really inspired me.
That's great. What year did you start with Broken Arrow Public Schools? What grade?
I've been here since pre-K.
Awesome.
All right, another life.
Another
For
life.
the term. We'll teach them something tonight. Lifers.
Well, we are very, very proud of you and all of you for what you do for Broken Arrow. And this is, you know, you're a shining light for the district and the dedication it takes to reach that level. People don't realize the hours that you all put in the evenings and weekends to be prepared for class, and it just doesn't happen by accident what the three of you have achieved. So we're thankful and proud of you for all you've done.
Jenny, I want to ask you, though, what's your favorite thing about Broken Arrow High School?
I love that it's such a large school, but we still have that close-knit community.
Will you say that real loud so people out there can hear you? Please. That's outstanding. And we do, don't we? It's probably the largest school with the smallest community feel. So that's outstanding. Well, congratulations.
Yep.
Mr. Perry wants to get his picture with you all.
Do you, with your blessing, do you want to call up commended scholars next and then do a picture with all of them?
Can we do national by
Absolutely.
itself? and
Whatever
then
you all
I think
want.
they
Okay.
each deserve
Yep.
it.
Let's go. Picture. Yep. May I get your picture?
Miss Barber, come up. Yeah. Do we have
Parents, you're
another?
welcome to come down and take pictures.
Do we need-
Janelle, let's do Janelle too.
Jeanette?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you don't want me to. I'll bring down
Hold
the
on one
GPA.
second. We got it. All right, parents, you can step up and get your pictures.
Hey, congratulations, you all. Jen? Hey, you all? Okay. We'll see y'all.
Okay, so now we move to the recognition of the commended students. Those are Gavin Kennard and Drew Lamb, if you all will make your way up here. They have shown exceptional academic promise demonstrated by their outstanding performance on the qualifying test used for the National Merit Scholarship Program. These students represent a valuable national resource, recognizing their accomplishments as well as the key role that their schools play in their academic achievement. It's vital to the advancement of educational excellence in our nation. So although they didn't quite make semifinalists, their academic achievement is so high that they are deserving of this recognition this evening. So again, Gavin Kennard and Drew Lamb, and you guys have a heads up on what those questions might be. So let's see. I'll have Gavin come up first.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, I'm Gavin Kennard.
And you introduce your family here.
All right, I have my dad Craig and my mom Heather Kennard back there in the back.
tell us a little bit about your plans.
I want to go to the University of Arkansas and study exercise science, and then hopefully get my doctorate in physical therapy one day.
Good deal. You another science? Is that your favorite subject?
Not really.
Really?
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm actually more of a social studies guy. I like
Okay.
history.
Okay.
Gavin,
What-
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Barrett. I
I
apologize.
I just was curious, when did you realize, I guess, that you may be able to achieve this level academically in school? Have you always made great grades and tested well?
Yeah, I've always tested well. I've always made good grades, and I've always had a good structure behind me at home that encouraged me to go out and learn and do well in whatever I chose to do, but especially in my academics.
And what other extracurriculars are you involved in?
I run cross country. I'm on Jungle Squad. I'm in NHS, Cola Bash, Superintendent Advisory Board, Senior Athletic Leadership Council.
What are you not involved in?
There's a
Just
few
kidding.
things I did miss out on, but
Gavin, you're very busy because I had the pleasure of listening to you speak on Mr. Perry's panel at the State of the Education of the Chamber event, and you were speaking about your internship. You want to, the other board members may not have been there. Can you tell a little bit about that and what you do there and how that was presented to you and maybe the benefits to you that it's had?
So right now I'm an intern at a local business called Pro Day Sports. I got into the internship because I was Miss Flowers, the program coordinator, came into one of my classes and gave a presentation about interning, and it was second semester last year as I was looking at my schedule for this year, and I didn't want to fill up my schedule with a bunch of classes that maybe were like filler credits, so I wanted to find a way to get experience in the field that I was interested in, and that's what Miss Flowers could work out for me. And right now I'm kind of a trainer and a coach for the kids, and hopefully next semester I'll get to be in a physical therapy office if things work out the way.
Outstanding. That's a great opportunity. That's awesome. Any other questions?
No.
Gavin,
Proud of you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Hi, I'm Drew Lamb, and I'm very thankful for this recognition.
Thankful to recognize you.
Yeah. Tell us
Very
about
guest.
your family, introduce them, then tell us about your plans.
I've brought with me my parents, Andrew and Brittany Lamb, back there. And I'm wanting to attend OSU and have a major in zoology with a pre-med pathway. But I've also applied and been accepted to OU as well, and I'm still waiting on TU.
So zoology and pre-med, where do you want to take that one day?
I'm wanting to try and go into the medical field. I'm not exactly sure where, but I mean, zoology is pretty interesting. So, and I have a doctor uncle who took it too. So, yeah.
It's a good deal. Yeah. Are you involved in any extracurricular activities or?
I'm in the school's wind ensemble, not in Pride, but I'm co-president of our NHS chapter, and I'm in student council and senior board.
Wow.
Very good.
Gotta expand that portfolio.
Yeah. About how many hours a week you put in, you think, studying?
It varies a lot. Typically, I don't really know a good number.
In an evening, is it?
It's a lot of my evening.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't have a lot of plans on hand because of it.
Yeah.
What instrument do you play?
French horn.
Nice.
Drew, what did you like most about Broken High School?
There's just so many opportunities here. It's a really good district compared to like any of the others I've ever seen. I'm really happy to be here. I think it's a great opportunity I've been given.
It's great.
Well, we're lucky to have you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very fortunate.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you both.
Congratulations to all you students and also to the parents too. Thank you. Congratulations. What an honor. Next item, number 7.
All right. Well, good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, and members of the board. I'm here asking for your approval on a donation. This was actually kind of cool how this donation came about. Mr. Greathouse was hoping to be here, but he was a little under the weather, and so he had a buddy that had hired has a company that does these spray-on. And if I was one of the maintenance guys, I would know the material. It's really cool. It's not, because I went out and looked at it, it's not paint, but it almost looks squishy in a way. Anyway, this does not sound very professional, does it? Anyway, he had hired some new employees and was wanting to be able to get them trained. And he was like, hey, you're a principal. I would love to be able to provide you some of what we could offer for your playground, and we'll do it for free if you let us train our guys. And of course, Mr. Greathouse was like, rock on. So they provided it's a map of the United States, so it could be used during the social studies time to literally go out there, walk on it, do the capitals. And then there is also a really cool, it's kind of like a math map. And you can go out and practice multiplication tables. There's multiple things that you can do on it, as well as, of course, some Foursquare, because we've got to, keep all the fun stuff in there as well. So anyway, it's really cool, but we're just seeking your approval on this donation.
We'll have to go take a look at that, see some of that squishy paint. That sounds cool.
I know, so
I'm
sorry.
excited.
It was really cool looking, but.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson.
Next item will be the consent items 10 through 57.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Please call the roll.
You're quick. Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you. Next item, Mr. Dunn.
Yes, sir. I'm filling in for Mr. Stecker tonight. Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, members of the board. Tonight I am presenting the following board policies for a first read. They have been reviewed by RFR with the intention of bringing these back to the November meeting for a second read and possible action.
And these are all in our base cap, correct, for review?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Awesome. Any questions? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next item, 59, Mr. Leach.
Good evening. This evening I seek approval for the bid submitted by Weldon Construction as the lowest responsible bidder to provide a new storage building at the Westwood location. The total cost of the district is $137,956 and will be paid for from the building fund.
Questions or discussion?
What will this building be used for?
It'll be, be a storage building for track.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Leach. Next item, Ms. Peterson.
Good evening. Hopefully I can do much better presenting this one this time. So Ms. James is not feeling well this evening, so I am going to do my best to present the change in our media policy. So when House Bill 3092 passed, one thing that it stated was that it required that library media programs shall be reflective of community standards for the population that the library media serves. And so we wanted to make sure that in our policy 3110 that we notated that we were going to ensure that all materials would be reflective of our community standards. The other thing that we wanted to make sure that we had is early on this summer, when all the hubbub was occurring with all of the books and the media, what was going on with our libraries, we pulled all of our media specialists in, and we got their feedback, but Sharon and I had worked on basically a process and a procedure to make sure that the media specialists were not the only set of eyes that were going over the books that would be in the media center. So what we have done is we have put in place, every site will have a committee so that the committee will review the books that will be in the media center. That committee will review, and then the principal ultimately will sign off on any purchases made for the media center. But we did not want our media specialists to be just the one. And so we did develop, like I said, a procedure, and then we have a rubric as well. For instance, let's just say somebody on that committee is like, I'm not quite sure about this book that you're wanting to order. They can go through the process with the rubric, and they find that it's not reflective of who that media center are serving. For instance, let's say there's a book for a first grader. They're like, oh, I think this would fit better at a middle school. We could just slide the book to the middle school. So we just want to ensure that all of our materials are appropriate for the ages that they are serving. I feel like I'm not doing this justice or not going in depth as I should. But ultimately, we just wanted to make sure that our media specialist, I guess for a lack of better terms, felt safe with what they were ordering, and that they would know that they would have a team around them. And the way that we did structure those committees as well is every site will have a teacher that represents K2, a teacher that represents K3, or a teacher that represents the middle school or the high school, along with an administrator, the media specialist, and if it's secondary, they can include a student as well. And we did also put in there that parents could also serve on that committee. And so, like I said, we just wanted to make sure that there was a process in place, that multiple sets of eyes would go over what we were purchasing.
Ms. Peterson, would you agree that with 27 sites, it's better to have consistency across the district instead of 27 different standards, I guess, of what would be acceptable or not?
Absolutely. And that's why how we structured those committees is we put together all the elementaries that would feed into one middle school, and then whatever that committee would determine, like if there is, I don't want to call it a challenge because it's not necessarily a challenge because we have we have a procedure for that. The lead media specialist would communicate that to any impacted site if we just wanted to slide a book over to ensure that it was meeting the standard for the community that it was serving.
So if the committee in an elementary school wanted to move it to middle, then the middle school committee would have a chance.
The middle school would actually be a part of that committee. So like we have a small one at the site if there's just like a teacher has a question, but if there is a book we're actually like wanting to move to a middle school, we would get the two elementaries that are that feed into that middle school along with the middle school, so that way it would be a larger committee before we determine to move books around. So I hope that made sense.
No, it does, and I'm glad.
Okay.
I think that's the proven kind of methodology there is removing some of that subjectivity, I think, but also having a defined process that, again, I am absolutely happy that we established that consistency, because this did carry a lot of visibility, a lot of emotions, a lot of perceptions, and I think by having a structured process addresses several of those things, and also just creates a sound decision-making process around that.
And I think it was important for our media specialists to have a voice in it, and so we literally had every single one of our media specialists K through 12 around the table. So when Sharon and I developed it, they got to provide their input. We tweaked it. We met on it several times to make sure that their voice was heard. And so, but there were, and we've gone over it with all of our administrators as well. And so, like I said, we want to make sure our teachers always have a voice.
I think this will help our parents feel that their students are safe too.
Yes, that's the goal.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we need to take action.
All right.
I move we accept this.
All right. Second?
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Ms. Dolahan. Good to see you.
Good evening. I'm here to give first the activity fund reports as of the end of September. The receipts total $1,321,000. Disbursements total $681,000 with an ending cash balance in the activity funds of $5,202,000.
Any questions? Okay. All right, next item.
Going on to the treasurer's report. At the end of September, the cash balance showed $65,851,000 in assets for the district. Including in this are investments that total $38,851,000. And the collateral report shows $47,021,000 in collateral pledged to the district. Our deposits that require collateral total $32,202,000, leaving an available balance of collateral to the district of $14,819,000.
Okay. Any questions or discussion?
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, Ms. Metavalis.
Good evening. My first item are the change orders for September 8th through October 5th, and those reflect a decrease of $41,040.87. I would recommend approval of those, please.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
Second?
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item.
For the encumbrance orders from September 8th through October 6th, we have a total of $1,253,896.73. I would recommend approval of those encumbrances.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Next item, number 65, Ms. Eniff.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, members of the board.
Good evening.
Financials through the end of September. I think as we continue in this school year, the focus really needs to be, as we emerge from the pandemic, what our financial situation and budget look like going forward with the expiration of some of the COVID relief packages and that one-time money that the district has received over the past couple of years. And so the focus then shifts to, again, our state funding and our state revenue sources needing to be consistent in order to support our budget of just over $155 million in the general fund. And so you can see our state aid allocation, our initial allocation for the district came in very strong at just a little over $57 million, up from $53 million from where we ended in fiscal year 22. Our state sources look a little disproportionate in this snapshot, and that's due to our textbook funds being received in a lump sum last year versus monthly payouts this year. So no need to be alarmed with that revenue source. And then going to the federal sources, you can see again some of that one-time federal stimulus money coming in that revenue category. Building fund, everything is looking on track with building fund. We are monitoring building fund closely just because it is such a small revenue source for us, and we're able to kind of shift some of our expenses from building to general fund to leverage those one-time stimulus funds that came into the district last year to be able to build up this fund balance a little stronger as we head into fiscal year, the end of fiscal year 23. And child nutrition, local revenue is starting to pick up as we adjust back to the old system of paid lunches and not everyone on the free and reduced. And so They have also been able to build up a fund balance to help weather the uncertainty of what that looks like with everything kind of going back to the way it was pre-pandemic. And probably their fund is one of the hardest hit with inflation, just with the food costs and continued challenges with their supply chain.
Ms. Enoff, what does that look like compared to pre-COVID, before the federal government started paying?
With our child nutrition
Yeah,
revenue?
how does that compare to those numbers at this time?
It's pretty much back on track. Our local sources were strong pre-pandemic, and those are coming in as we would like to see, definitely, and state sources are similar.
So you don't see a loss in that area for the district from?
Not at this point, and again, with some of the fund balance that they were able to build from FY22, that's going to help keep them stable for a little while until things even out. And I know Ms. Van Jackson did an excellent job of getting those free and reduced applications out and in parents' hands, and those numbers have come in strong for the district this year through our October accreditation.
Thank you.
General fund expenditures, again, just trying to maintain a conservative mindset with keeping in mind that we are a growing district, and with the focus of making sure our teachers and students have what they need to be successful in the classroom. And I think with our national merit semifinalists and commended students that were recognized tonight, it's more important than ever to keep focused the students and teachers' needs, so we can continue to produce wonderful students that were recognized tonight. I'm going to skip just to the end and talk about fund balance for a second. You can see where we ended in fiscal year 22 with a little over $30 million. And you can see that continuing to grow steadily over the past 5 years. And I just want to remind the board that that number does continue to grow. Within that number is quite a bit of those one-time funds that we received with the stimulus dollars. But also, as that number continues to grow, it continues to support a larger and larger budget as the district grows in students and staff. And so what, back in 2018, what a $15 million fund balance did for the district is not what it does today with our needs. So that's just something to keep in mind as we move forward throughout the year.
Any questions? Okay, next item 66, Ms. Enoff.
My next item is to ask the board to approve the increase in general fund budget, $250,000. This is to support the added positions needed to address classroom growth.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second, please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you. Next item, number 67, Ms. Enoff.
My next three items address sanctioning, and again, we just want to thank our parents and organizations for being behind our students and wanting the very best for our extracurricular activities. The first is our Parent-Teacher Association, council and individual units for elementary and secondary sites.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Real quick, Ms. Enoff, is this the first time we've had the PTAs or the parent organizations
No.
sanctioned? It's not, okay. Yes, sorry. Couldn't remember last year. Next item, Ms. Enoff.
Next item is track and field booster.
Okay. Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Last item, Ms. Enoff.
And the last item is for the Tiger Theater Booster Club, and this is a first-time request.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item is new business, and we have none. Number 71, be to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you.